Cool, welcome back. As you can see, I've placed the road here, placed some rocks around. I've got a couple of vehicles here I was using to judge the width of the road. Just going to place a vehicle for the player to use when they start, considering this to be the start point, and the buildings to the right of this to be the objective. And I've just laid a basic road that takes a little tour of the level, and then sunk some rocks into the more hilly areas of the map. All the hilly areas in this map were generated by the random noise terrain tool, and I've just built it up as I've gone along, seen what areas had hills and just sunk some rocks into them. Tried to lay the road along an area that's fairly flat. So now I'm going to add some vegetation with larch trees 4 here. When going along the road, you don't have to worry too much, because the road brush, when it paints the road, it removes the vegetation underneath, so you don't have to worry about that. As far as rocks and cliffs are concerned, I wouldn't worry too much if you got the occasional tree or bush or grass poking through a little bit of rock. I'm just going to try and avoid the rocks here and place the vegetation around them. Just use this brush size quickly and just get the body of the vegetation down here. I usually find once you've got some rocks and some vegetation in the level, it starts to come to life a bit, and you can kind of get a better feeling for the area and what you could do to add extra interest. Obviously you want to consider that this angle is not the angle the player will see. The player will see an angle from the ground. So again, you want to think of the level like a facade rather than a fully three-dimensional world, and just consider what the player will and won't see. So I've just painted straight through that building, just using the left trigger here. Do it again. Just remove selectively the trees that are poking through the building or are in areas that I might want to place items in later. I'm thinking of adding some like barrels and crates and other cover to this area, so I'll just remove those trees. Cool, it's building up pretty nicely here. So yeah, as well as thinking of the level as a facade, you want to consider areas that the player will spend more time in. Like the area with the houses over there, you probably want to put a bit more time and detail into it, because you know, I'm probably going to put a lot of enemies in that area, so it'll probably slow them down. They'll spend a lot more time there. Other than the start area, I mean, often in games you'll find that things are hidden around the start areas of games, because people rarely stop in the start area and look around themselves, you know. They just want to get into the level, start killing people or doing whatever it is, and start playing the game. So they tend to ignore the start area and places like that if they have no reason to really look at it. So consider where you're going to put the enemies, or possibly put the enemies, and try and detail those areas a little bit better. Okay, if you want to see more, come back and check out the next video.